Hi there, I'm Dimitris Charalambidis, and in this video, I continue talking about 6.3 from the AP Statistics syllabus, which is focused on how we can use confidence intervals of proportions to support or not certain claims. In this video, I will mention how we can actually compare two confidence intervals. Remember that the creation of a confidence interval needs three things. It needs first of all, remember that the confidence interval, like we keep saying, is P minus C and P plus E. The E is the margin of error, which is Z critical value times sample proportion times 1 minus that sample proportion over the sample size. So we can clearly see, and we saw that on 6.2 as well, that the entire confidence interval relies on three factors. The Z critical score, which depends only on the confidence level selected, the sample proportion, and the sample size. Now, let's take the case where we are using the same sample and we keep changing the confidence level. Since we are using the same sample, then this means that the sample size n is the same. This also means, however, that the sample proportion is the same. We are using the same sample. We know that out of this sample, we have specific number of individuals who support a characteristic, who satisfy a statement. So the sample proportion remains the same. So what keeps changing is the Z critical score. But we saw on 6.2 that the Z critical score depends on the confidence level selected. And we saw that as we increase the confidence level, then the Z critical increases, which means that the margin of error will also increase. When margin of error increases, the width of the confidence interval increases, and therefore the accuracy decreases. So remember that we keep increasing the confidence level, the width of the confidence interval will be wider. Let's see an example. When Dimitris creates 90% confidence interval and George creates 99% confidence interval from the same data, meaning from the same sample, then we know that the sample size is the same. They both use the same data. Both have the same sample proportion. When we use the same sample, we end up naturally with the same sample proportions. The two confidence intervals have different widths because George uses a greater confidence level. So his confidence interval would be wider than Dimitris' one. Case number 2. That's the last case for this video. And with that, we are done with the entire 6.3. Remember, you can always find all detailed notes on my site. You can see it in your screen. And of course, you can always find the link to download to get 6.3 theory notes yours in the description below. Let's move on the second case. In this case, we are using the same confidence level, but we get different samples from the population. Different samples will lead, obviously, to different sample proportions and to different margin of errors and naturally to different confidence intervals. So comparing here quantities is quite more demanding. We need to do operations. Luckily, we have only one formula to apply, and by applying the given info taken from the context and carefully manipulating operations, we will get the needed result. But you should remember two things. How can we actually compare two quantities? First way would be the direct one. Let's go separately, calculate each one of them, and then see which is bigger and which is smaller. If that cannot always happen because we don't have enough info, we can always compare to quantities by creating their ratio. Instead of finding them, I'm going to find, let's call them A and B, I'm going to find the ratio of A over B. Because if I'm lucky enough, some of its components will simplify one another. So I found the ratio. Then what? Then I should compare it with the unit. I should compare it with number 1. If, let's say, A over B is greater than 1, then this means that the quantity on top is greater than the quantity on bottom. If A over B is less than 1, if the ratio is less than 1, then this means that the quantity on the numerator is less than the quantity of the denominator. And finally, if A over B, if this ratio is equal to 1, then this means that these two quantities, both on top and on bottom, at the bottom, they are equal to each other. Stay with me under the subscription in this channel, and of course, always free for my own students. We will work together some exercises in which we will have to apply carefully these manipulations, and you will see that all it takes is practice. For now, just remember to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for watching.